Have you ever paid $20,000 more for the exact same car with a different badge? Millions of Americans are throwing money away on premium nameplates when the cheaper version is literally identical underneath. It's the auto industry's best kept secret that they don't want you to know about. In this video, I'm exposing 10 pairs of cars that are secret twins, sharing the same engines, platforms, and even assembly lines, but with massive price differences. One costs twice as much as its twin just because of the logo on the hood. By the end of this video, you'll never look at car shopping the same way again. The American icon versus the Japanese copycat. When the 1969 Ford Mustang roared onto American streets, it wasn't just another car launch. It was automotive history being written in real time. This wasn't merely transportation, it was America's automotive soul captured in sheet metal and V8 power, but someone was watching very closely from across the Pacific. In 1973, Toyota made a move so bold it left American car fans doing double takes in parking lots nationwide. Their Celica Fastback hit the market looking suspiciously familiar with its long hood, short deck, and sloping roofline that screamed Mustang to anyone with eyes. The similarities didn't stop there. Those side vents, the similar grille shape, and even the triple segment taillights that were pure Mustang DNA appeared on Toyota's new offering. The kicker? Toyota's version cost thousands less while delivering something Ford couldn't match. Fuel efficiency that would prove incredibly timely when the oil crisis hit just months later. While Ford owners enjoyed raw American muscle, Celica drivers enjoyed significantly better mileage from smaller, more economical engines. Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ. If copying another manufacturer's design is considered flattery, what does it mean when two companies build literally the same car? The Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ partnership takes automotive twins to an extreme level where even their engineers might mix them up in a parking lot. These sports cars don't just share ideas, they share everything. Both feature Subaru's 2.4-liter flat-4 boxer engine, identical chassis components, and the same transmission options, all manufactured on the same assembly line in Gunma, Japan. When the companies announced their collaboration, fans expected two distinct vehicles with shared DNA. Instead, they got virtual carbon copies. Look closely and you'll find the only real differences are in the suspension tuning. The BRZ features softer shocks for everyday comfort, while the 86 has firmer suspension for sharper cornering. Even their traction control systems have slight calibration differences. The Toyota allows more sliding before intervention. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Silverado versus Sierra. Those slight calibration differences between Toyota and Subaru seem downright honest compared to what happens in America's truck market. The Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra take badge engineering to a whole new level. They're literally the same truck wearing different clothes. Both roll off identical assembly lines with the exact same mechanical heart. Pop the hood of either truck and you'll find identical engine options, from the 2.7-liter Turbo 4 all the way up to the beefy 6.2-liter V8 and 3.0-liter Duramax diesel. Their frames, transmissions, and capability ratings completely identical right down to the last bolt and pound of towing capacity. Yet somehow GMC positions the Sierra as the premium choice, charging up to $10,000 more for what amounts to some extra chrome, slightly different headlights, and that fancy multi-pro tailgate. The Sierra Denali even adds real wood trim and leather seats, but underneath that luxury veneer, it's still the same truck as the Silverado. Dodge Caravan versus Chrysler Town and Country. That pickup truck badge engineering might seem outrageous, but what happened in American driveways for decades makes the Sierra Premium look like amateur hour. While truck guys debated Ford versus Chevy, millions of suburban families were getting fleeced on a whole different level with their minivans. The Dodge Caravan and Chrysler Town and Country weren't just similar, they were literally identical twins under their sheet metal. Both rolled off the exact same assembly line with the identical 3.6-liter Pentester Fire 6 engine. The chassis, suspension, and even the clever stow-and-go seating system where seats disappeared into the floor. Exactly the same in both vehicles. Yet Chrysler convinced families to pay up to $8,000 more for the Town and Country by adding some leather seats, chrome accents, and a power liftgate. That's it. No mechanical improvements whatsoever. Just fancier trim and the prestige of a Chrysler badge. Ford Escape and Mazda Tribute. The minivan deception was shameless, but at least most people knew Chrysler owned both brands. What about when two completely separate companies team up to sell you the exact same vehicle? During the early 2000s SUV gold rush, Ford and Mazda weren't just partners. They were accomplices in one of the automotive industry's most successful identity scams. When Americans were desperately hunting for SUVs, Ford needed to cash in fast. Their solution? Partner with Mazda to create identical twins with different faces. The Escape and Tribute didn't just share engines. They literally rolled off the same assembly line in Kansas City using the same parts, same paint colors, and same everything else that mattered. Mercedes X-Class versus Nissan Frontier. While the Escape Tribute partnership raised eyebrows, Mercedes-Benz took badge engineering to a whole new level of audacity with their X-Class pickup. What happens when one of the world's most prestigious luxury brands tries to convince truck buyers that a Nissan is worth Mercedes' money? The answer reveals why some automotive marriages are destined for a quick divorce. The X-Class wasn't just inspired by the Nissan Navara, it literally was one. Mercedes barely disguised this fact by widening the body and adding LED headlights. They threw in some leather seats and a Mercedes infotainment system, but couldn't hide the 187 horsepower Nissan-built 2.3-liter twin-turbo diesel heart beating underneath. Volkswagen Touareg and Porsche Cayenne. If you thought Mercedes charging 40% more for a dressed-up Nissan was shocking, Porsche took this game to a whole new level with their first SUV. When Porsche announced the Cayenne, sports car purists nearly had heart attacks, but they would have been even more outraged if they knew their precious performance vehicle shared almost everything with a Volkswagen. Behind the scenes, these German cousins were practically identical twins. Both SUVs rolled out of the same factory sharing the MLB platform, with engine options ranging from the 3.2-liter V6 to the massive 5.0-liter V10 TDI diesel. The only real difference is, Porsche gave the Cayenne Sportier suspension tuning and quicker steering response, while Volkswagen focused on luxury and off-road capability in the Touareg. Passport versus Rodeo. Speaking of badge engineering tricks, Honda pulled one of the most blatant switcheroos in automotive history when they needed an SUV but didn't have time to build one. In the 1990s, facing growing demand for SUVs, Honda made a surprising move. They partnered with Isuzu and simply slapped their badges on the Rodeo. This wasn't just sharing a platform or some parts. The Passport was manufactured entirely in an Isuzu plant in Indiana with zero Honda engineering involved. Even the key fobs and VIN numbers followed Isuzu's format. The only real difference is a Honda grille, slightly different taillights, and Honda badges on the steering wheel. Audi RSQ8 versus Lamborghini Urus. That Honda case of badge engineering looks almost innocent compared to what's happening at the ultra-luxury end of the market. Imagine dropping $250,000 on what you think is an exclusive Lamborghini only to discover your neighbor's Audi contains virtually identical mechanical DNA for nearly half the price. The Audi RSQ8 and Lamborghini Urus share far more than casual glances would suggest. They're built on the same platform with identical transmissions and nearly the same engine. That screaming twin-turbo V8 differs by just 50 horsepower between the two models, a difference created mostly through software tweaks and exhaust tuning, not fundamental engineering. Toyota Camry versus Honda Accord. While ultra-luxury SUVs command six-figure premiums for essentially the same mechanical package, the everyday sedan market hides a similar secret that might be parked right in your neighbor's driveway. The Toyota Camry and Honda Accord, those bitter rivals that have battled for sales supremacy since the 1980s, have quietly evolved into essentially the same car with different badges. Most consumers would be shocked to learn that these supposed arch-enemies share nearly identical dimensions and performance specs. Their 2.5-liter engines differ by just 11 horsepower, a difference completely unnoticeable in daily driving. Both manufacturers even source critical components from the same suppliers for everything from infotainment systems to safety tech. The only real difference is, the Accord offers slightly sportier handling, while the Camry delivers a more cushioned ride. Yet millions of loyal buyers remain convinced their brand choice is vastly superior, defending their purchase with almost religious fervor. You could literally swap these cars overnight in most garages, and owners might not notice the difference until they spotted the badge on the steering wheel.